Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So this is a follow-up from the previous audios, and I think just to be honest and have academic truthfulness in our discussion, all four of the madhabs have promoted 20 rak'ats. They've all promoted 20 rak'ats. So within our discussions we have to admit that from the madhabs this is their stance. But that doesn't actually change anything if we can understand the previous principles, which is the purpose is to stand, the purpose is to attain khushu', the purpose is for us to follow legitimate ijtihad, not break up from the jama'ah. Whatever the imam decides, whatever he thinks the maslahah is, then we would stick to that. But from the four madhabs, the Hanafis, the Hanabila, the Shafi'i, and 20 rak'ats. And the discussion here is that many of the ulama of hadith, like I said before, from the mutaqaddimun, they have said, from the ulama of the salaf, they have said 20 rak'ats for Umar is not established. There are a number of chains that go back to him, and they are weak, many of them are mursal, etc. Whereas the fuqaha have accepted it. Now for me, Umar praying 20 rak'at is hasan. I think the chains do support one another. And there are a number of benefits that come from that as well when it comes to fiqh, and perhaps we'll explain that separately. Whereas there were Umar radiallahu anh, he encouraged one reciter to be fast and another reciter to be slow. He encouraged a number of ayats, so they used to recite hundreds of ayats. Right? It wasn't necessarily a juz a day, it was very long. They used to come with their sticks and things to lean on, etc. But all of, like I said, the discussion on that is later. So for me, I think as a historical point of view, Umar did pray 20, but like I said, many of the ulama said no, it was 11. So with this, then we can understand that it's not an issue where the ummah should be splitting. The madhahib have accepted 20. Many of the ulama within those madhabs have said you pray 11, including from the Hanafis. The Tahawi said Salat Taraweeh should be 11. Mullah Ali Qari from the Hanafis, I'm just quoting Hanafis there for now, he said you should pray 11. Badruddin and Aini, he said you should pray 11. Salat Taraweeh is 11 rak'ats. So even within the madhahib it said 11. But again, here, is it sunnah or is it nothing? If you can understand that it actually is nothing, then it doesn't really change it. We just think on the end of them sticking to what the imam decides of the masjid. If he says 20, if he says 36 or 36 rak'ahs, this is the view of the Malikiyya, 36 without the witr, so you pray 39. If he says that, then that's what we should be doing. So this is what we have to understand. We have to understand the purpose, principle number 1, 2, 3, and whether it's a nafil or sunnah, and the objective is khushu', and all those principles that we talked about in the previous audios. Here I just want to say one last thing, which is there's actually an interesting story about the Malikiyya, where they said that the people of Makkah, where we are right now, they were establishing 20 rak'at, and between the taslimat they used to go and perform tawaf. So the people of Medina, they said, look, during the breaks they're performing tawaf. That means they're going to pray 2 rak'at after each tawaf, because that's from the sunnah of tawaf. Therefore, then they're going to end up praying a lot more. I think Zulkani mentioned that the reason how they ended up getting to 36 without the witr is because of Salat Taraweeh 20, and then the number of twos that they would add for tawaf. That's been mentioned by the Maliki. So here what we're understanding is that these madahib have established 20. They've taken it from the proof from Umar radiallahu anh, even though within the madahib and the scholars of hadith have objected. Some of them said you should do more. All this teaches us that the official stance from most of the scholars is that it is not a sunnah. And we've seen how the Hanafis have said no, it should be a sunnah and it should be stuck to, and it's fixed, and it shouldn't increase and shouldn't miss it out, or shouldn't decrease it. So we looked at all that before. There was one last point, but it escapes me at this present moment. Let's go subhanahu wa ta'ala that he grants us tawfiq and success, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes us of those who stand the month of Ramadan and many months of Ramadan to come. Allahu a'lam wa sallallahu alayhi wa sallam.